Today we're really getting into something I know many of you are focused on. Achieving fluent and confident spoken English. And our guide for this is actually the final day, day 40, of a series called Spoken English in 40 Days. The title for this last piece is Achieving Fluent and Confident Spoken English.
Right, so it's kind of the culmination, bringing it all together after, 40 days of groundwork.
Exactly. Think of it as that final push from understanding the basics, sentence building, daily routines, hobbies, all that stuff they covered.
Yeah, grammar, vocab.
Right, into actually sounding confident when you speak in real life. So our mission today is basically to pull out the key strategies from this final part. What really works for fluency and confidence?
And it's interesting because the core idea here seems to be that learning isn't passive, right? It's about using the language. This day 40 piece really connects the dots between structured learning and just, talking.
Okay, so let's jump right into maybe the biggest question people have. Fluency versus accuracy. Which one should you aim for first?
Yes, the classic balancing act. The source definitely weighs in on this. Well, it suggests that while obviously both matter eventually, fluency is really the key to getting confident in conversations. It's about keeping the conversation moving.
Without getting totally stuck on grammar rules every second.
Precisely. It's kind of a speak now, refine later idea. Don't let chasing perfect grammar stop you from actually speaking.
That makes a lot of sense. I think fear of mistakes holds people back.
Totally. And the advice is pretty blunt. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Just speak, even if it's simple English. The goal initially is communication, getting your point across. Flawless grammar can, come later. Confidence builds through communicating, not just being correct.
Okay, so communicate first.
Yeah.
Got it. Now this is where it gets practical because the source gives 5 specific tips to really boost fluency. Let's break these down. First one, think in English. Sounds simple, maybe, but how do you actually do that?
Yeah, it's about cutting out the middleman, basically. So instead of thinking your thought in your native language, then translating it word for word.
Which takes time.
Exactly, it slows you down. The idea is to try and form the thought directly using the English words and structures you know. It builds a faster pathway between thought and speech.
Okay, direct processing. I like that. Tip number 2 is repeat phrases. This sounds very concrete.
It really is. It's about building muscle memory for common sentence structures. You practice saying useful everyday phrases again and again.
So they just roll off the tongue more easily.
Pretty much. They become automatic. The source gives examples like, can you help me with this? Or what do you think about it? Things you say all the time.
Simple stuff, but essential for keeping things flowing. Okay, number 3, shadow native speakers. What exactly does shadowing involve?
Right. So shadowing is where you listen to a native speaker, maybe from a video, a podcast, anything really. You listen to a short chunk, pause it, and then immediately try to repeat exactly what you heard. The key is mimicking everything: the words, the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, even the speed.
Like being a vocal echo.
Exactly like that. It's super effective for getting the natural sound and rhythm of English into your own speech.
Sounds quite active, yeah. Okay, 4th tip. Use real conversations. Seems a bit obvious, maybe. But why the emphasis?
Well, it contrasts it with just textbook learning. The point is actually talking to people, friends, teachers, language partners, even talking to yourself out loud.
Talking to yourself counts?
Apparently so. It's
Right.
all about practice. Real conversation forces you to think on your feet, to actually use the language spontaneously. It's where the learning becomes, real skill. Textbooks alone just can't replicate that dynamic.
Yeah, you can know all the rules, but you need to actually play the game. Okay, final tip from this section. Be okay with mistakes. This feels really important psychologically.
It absolutely is. Fear of messing up is probably the biggest confidence killer for learners.
So how does the source suggest dealing with it?
It reframes mistakes. They're not failures, they're just a normal, even necessary part of learning. The advice is basically be bold, speak up, and when you do make a mistake, just learn from it gently. Don't beat yourself up.
Embrace the imperfection. I like that. Fosters a better mindset for sure.
Exactly, a growth mindset.
Now, moving on slightly, the source talks about power practice sentences. What are these?
These are specific sentences designed to build your confidence from the inside out, almost like affirmations.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Okay, so there are 3 they highlight. I feel more confident speaking English every day. Then, I'm not afraid to make mistakes anymore. And finally, my journey to fluency is a work in progress, and that's okay.
Ah, I see. So repeating these helps reinforce a positive attitude towards your own learning.
Precisely. It's about shaping that internal voice, building self-belief alongside your language skills. It's sort of a linguistic, positive self-talk.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so wrapping things up, the source has some final motivational thoughts. What's the core message there?
It really comes down to taking pride in how far you've come, recognizing your progress,
Yeah.
and understanding that confidence isn't just about vocabulary lists or grammar rules. It's also fundamentally about believing in yourself.
Self-belief is key.
Definitely. And they also double down on the importance of daily practice. You know, listening, speaking, always trying to improve a little bit each day. And they encourage revisiting the material if you need a boost, reminding you that learning's a process.
Right. It's not a one-and-done thing.
Yeah.
So the big picture here seems to be focus on fluency first to build confidence. Use these practical tips, think in English, repeat phrases, shadow, talk, and be okay with errors. And cultivate that positive mindset.
Yeah, I think what's really valuable is that connection it makes between the practical techniques and the psychological aspect. You need both the skills and the confidence to use them.
Spot on. Yeah. Okay, so as we finish up, here's something for you, the listener, to think about. How could you intentionally use just one of these fluency tips? Start like today or tomorrow. What's one small practical step you could take right now to nudge that confidence level up just a bit more in your spoken English? Something to mull over.